We did it! We made the first video. The hard part is over. I'd say this is time for celebration. Rolls off the tongue, baby! Sounds good, doesn't it? Now while I've got your attention, please do me a favour. Hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified as soon as my videos drop. In today's video, I'd like to talk to you about stocks. No, not Game Stonks, Film Stocks. When shooting on film, there's an element of discovery and trial and error, which whilst is exciting and partly why I love the process so much, it is good to have some tried and tested stocks in your arsenal. Today, I'll be talking you through not one, not two, but 3 of my most regularly chosen film stocks. For the purpose of today's video, they will all be 35mm film stocks I'm talking about, but I am actually thinking about getting a medium format camera soon. So if you've got any 120mm that you'd like to recommend, then please drop a comment below. I'll be interested to know. The 3 film stocks I'll be talking about today are Portra 400, Ilford HP5, which is a black and white film stock, and Kodak Gold 200. First up, Portra 400. Portra is the meta film stock for novices and professionals alike. In terms of popularity, I could only compare it to the Air Force One. Frustratingly undeniable. Compared with the other film stock that I'll be talking about later in this video, Portra handles low light conditions really well and also has a great level of flexibility when it comes to exposure, which means that you can push beyond that 400 ISO and still get great results. The fine grain that this film produces and the warm tones make it a really good choice for portraiture in film. Now I'm going to look at some example images that I've taken in the past and talk you through like what my personal review on it is. Looking at these images, what stands out to me is the brown and reddy tones that really pop. It's funny, I know these images were taken in autumn and winter, but they do still have a degree of warmth to them. By the way, all the images in this video are going to be unedited versions. The contrast in this set of images do seem to be very level, like it's quite a good honest representation of what I was trying to capture. What are you doing out there? I do often enjoy and even prefer stocks that have a bit more dynamism to them, but for the sake of reliability, I would say that Portra 400 definitely gets top marks for that. Next up, who's next? We have Ilford HP5. This is a film I used quite a lot in the early stages of when I started taking photos on film. Thinking about it, almost all my work at uni was black and white. Maybe it was a goth phase, I don't know. So images like this, when shooting medium contrast, so not too dark, not too light, I do notice quite a bit of grain, which I'm not particularly bothered by. If anything, it adds to the classic look you'll likely get with a black and white image anyway. Where I said with Portra just before that sometimes it lacks a little bit of dynamism, HP5 has it in spades. The lightest and darkest parts of the image really do stand out and can allow you to pick up a great level of detail. For me, this is really the go-to black and white film for 35mm. Finally, it doesn't have gold in its name for no reason. My favourite film stock is Kodak Gold 200. The best results are often found in really bright, sunny conditions where its warm tones and contrast really do bring the images to life. I was looking around online before making this video, and a lot of people do see this as a film that has particular nostalgic and almost vintage qualities to it, which I definitely do agree with. When I get my scans back from a roll of Gold 200, it definitely gives me that like good vibes feeling, like it's very sentimental, I think. Now, as reliable as Portra is, it is expensive, and while Gold 200 is often pinned as a cheaper alternative, you have to remember it's not part of Kodak's professional range. I see it simply as more fun to use. The colours are less predictable, which I think only adds to the enjoyment when shooting it. And I spoke earlier about how film photography in general is very much about trial and error and trying new things. Bear in mind that if you're taking photos with Portra 400, that roll of film is almost double the price as a Gold 200. So me personally, I wouldn't feel as particularly free creatively because in the back of my mind I'm like, I don't want to mess this up. This is like £12 a roll. So that concludes my roundup of my 3 favourite, I suppose, films to use. These are my kind of like current rotation and the ones that I've come back to over the last few years, time and time again. I'd be interested to know if there's anything else you think I should try. Or also, what is your rotation? Are there different films I've not mentioned today which are your tried and tested and think I should? But until next time, thank you so much for tuning in again. I am really enjoying this, so hopefully it won't be too long before I do another video. Make sure you're subscribed and hopefully I'll see you soon.